when I'm sort of below a threshold, the energy giving ones, immolation and these three, get a little purple fury covered colored outline that pulses, and that communicates to me make energy and click those buttons. And the two that consume energy, Chaos Strike is the primary one, and then Blade Dance is kind of the finishing move. It's the big, blow your wad one. I've got different thresholds on them, so Blade Dance is good to go if you've got 15. Chaos Strike is good to go if you've got 40. Right now I have 11. So if I do this one time, that'll generate 20 to 30 rage. So you see it goes away off of that one. That kind of communicated we have enough fury now. But this one still needs fury before it can be cast. So these are still pulsing. So basically that is the story. There's some conditionals in here so that, if we're below 40, they start to communicate pulsing, give me fury stuff. And these two have got their own stuff. So let's take a look at what that setup is in Power Aura. So here we are. I started with, if I hit test all, let me turn these off. I'll sort of bring them up one at a time. I'm kind of running out of space in these two. So the first one I did was this guy, edit. I made another custom texture. I will briefly take a look at that. So here it is. This is the TGA. Look at my video on importing textures into Power Auras for how to do that. But here's the Photoshop file. So I started by just screenshotting the game, and then I filled it with black. Actually, before that, I just sort of like shift clicked with, I screenshot this too. So I sampled, a purple in here somewhere. Shift click to make the line and fill it with black. That's basically it. And then I control click this to load it as a selection. Oops, wrong one. And then I flood filled another layer with white and then black, and that gives me my alpha. And then I just flood filled the color with the purple. And then I just copy and pasted those into a TGA file that's the same size. So there's the RGB, there's the alpha. That provides transparency against that purple. So that's the texture setup. From there, I made a new button, custom. I copied it to the right folder. That folder is here. I got a couple of textures going now. Here's the final one too of my ring. That turned out real nice. So copy it there. This is my World of Warcraft folder. Interface, add-ons, Power Auras, custom. So then that loads it. From there, you change activation to rage. I put a threshold in there. Animation, I made it pulse, and then I've got a condition 8, which if we look at the 8th one, it is this. So really, it just pairs with essentially if this guy is active, well, which is to say, if I let's hide all. If this guy is inactive, then this test will succeed. So basically, it's happening when this guy doesn't have enough fury to be cast, and the 8 is what points to the 8th set of conditions to pair them together. So its conditions have to be true. The energy has to be over 40, and this has to be active. All right, so then I just copy pasted it for that guy, They're basically the same, just moved around. That guy, I just turned off pulses. It is otherwise the same. I shouldn't have 2 of that. I am going to kill 1. And then for the spells themselves, one thing to note, I turned the level up on these guys to make sure they drew on top of the buttons. Lastly, These two are for these guys. I made it a little more faint. It's just copy, move it over, turn down the opacity, and I set their thresholds to basically the fury cost of each of these. So this Chaos Strike one has a threshold of 40. This Blade Dance one has a fury of 15. So that's where its threshold is. And the pulsing has been turned off. So that is basically it. I think that's pretty helpful to me to communicate. I just don't look at that fury bar and really I cannot see it anymore. So this, to me, is a much better way to absorb what's going on with your fury and help guide you into making sure you got enough at the right times and understanding when you do and don't for which spells. Okay, next up we're gonna present the fury bar better. Like I like my paladin sort of circle for holy power, so I'm gonna do a similar thing with the Demon Hunter's fury in the next video. Check it out. All right, this is DJ. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye bye.